Hello. This is Alicia Connor. I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and chef. My first career was as a chef, and as my vision began to decline, I went back to school to become a registered dietitian, nutritionist. So, the vision condition that I have is called optic nerve atrophy, and it's a genetic condition, and my mom has the same condition. But we both became legally blind around the same time. I was 27 and she was in her 50s. And my grandfather also had the same thing. So the way my vision loss presented itself was I learned how to drive, and there might have been some red flags, so to speak, along the way. I think it's helpful to know about this specific observation. So I played on a couple softball teams, I think maybe 4 seasons in high school, and I was an outfielder. So I had a strong arm and I could throw from like center field all the way to the catcher. And so one of the teams I played on, the coach was like, "Hey, why don't you try being a catcher?" And I was not good at catching. I may have caught one ball. On one hand, I felt like I needed more coaching specifically to help me, but that's because I didn't know. So it's possible that my vision loss started earlier in high school or late elementary school. Anyway, so I just wanted to plant that seed in terms of the observations, because people, like adults who are responsible for children, and there's something about the eye-hand coordination is wonderful for, like, sports are wonderful for kids or adults. And I think that if somebody's not great at a position, there's more than like why are they struggling. And so I think it's helpful, like if maybe my mom was communicated to about like, hey, I think there's something going on, then maybe my vision could have been checked out earlier. So I want to describe myself that I'm wearing a striped blue wool sweater and a navy blue scarf with white stars, and I have a cycling cap, which is like a small petite cap. So I'm wearing a hat instead of showing off my hair. And I am white or Caucasian. So I'm an advocate for diversity and inclusion in general of all walks of people. I'm not just about diversity in terms of disability. I'm about inclusion of all people. And I really think it's important. And I myself am not huge into labels. I understand the purpose behind them, but I don't consider myself a white person or Caucasian person. I think of myself as Alicia. That's who I show up as. I'm positive. I'm relied on for being positive. People, my friends, my clients think of me as the positive person in their life. And I have to do the work personally to show up in this way. I'm not saying every day is easy, a piece of cake, but it's about work. So I've been a content writer or blog writer for Bold Blind Beauty, which I'm very excited about, since January 2021. And working with Steph and Nazreen is really cool. And I'm spearheading this speaker series called Insight Through Inclusion. And so it's for hiring anybody with a disability. We want to talk to audiences as well as organizations who want to hear our inspirational stories of sight loss and how each and every person has a different story. And when it started, some people are born with, and then some people experience vision loss later on. Like I was a teenager, and then I gave up my driver's license when I was 20 years old, knowing that eventually I would have to give up my driver's license. So in my blogs, I typically write about nutrition, meal planning, mindset for health, and togetherness, together time. I really think that the kitchen and the table, this is my dining room table behind me, the table is a place for connectiveness and togetherness and communication, because it's the one place that everybody's facing each other. And it's the perfect place to have a conversation about what's going on, who needs help, and what were the good things? What were the challenges? Where do you need help? And how's it going? Let's laugh, let's cry, let's communicate. I have a meal planning program and I work with clients one-on-one, and I'm working on making the content for my meal planning program accessible for folks with vision impairment. So both the low vision or legally blind folks, which I'm low vision or legally blind, my vision's in the ballpark of 2200. And then also folks that use a voice reader, a screen reader. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, so the content, I want to make it accessible to anybody. So if you're interested and you want to give me feedback about the content of my meal planning program, I'd love to connect with you. I wanted to make sure to say that. So I am really excited to be part of Bold Blind Beauty, and I look forward to booking some talks for insight through inclusion and to demystify blindness through storytelling. Everybody's sight loss story is their own individual story, and we all experience different challenges within the day. I did want to show you my screen. Let's see if I could do this without making anybody sick. Sorry about the light, but it is what it is. So that's my screen magnifier. I use a large monitor and then the Microsoft Windows screen magnifier to see anything. So I think I use 5 times magnification to 7 times magnification depending on what I'm doing and my fatigue. When I went to school, I used large print for exams, and the large print was 36-point font. So if you type something up and then you print it out, then you'll see how large that might be. So the larger the font, then it would take me less time. So the smaller the font, then the more time it takes me to read something. I just wanted to throw that out there because all these little details, I've experienced all these challenges, and I would love it for anyone out there in the world to benefit from my challenges. That's all about sharing our experiences so that other people will struggle less. I'm game with that idea. Well, I look forward to connecting with anybody. If you want to collaborate on a project or anything, or you just want to talk about if you're interested in the path of becoming a dietitian or anything at all, you're jazzed about talking to me, I would love to connect with you. And to be continued, don't be shy. This is Alicia Connor. I have a YouTube channel called Quick and Delish by Alicia Connor, and there's probably going to be some sort of connection within, like on this page or something for, social media as well as my YouTube channel. So awesome. Cheers for now. Bye.